Welcome to Squad, your source for esports and gaming. We have a jam-packed day, so here's what you could expect. Brody is back, which means Merce and him are going to be going at it like cats and dogs in Unmuted. Then in Rank It, we're going to count down the top 5 scariest games. I don't know if I'm down for that one. And in Esports in 30, Callous is joining us to discuss Halo. But you know how it goes. First, here's the news in Reported. While Apex Legends developer Respawn Entertainment has a lot of work to do in order to improve the game's battle pass, banning hackers is another story. Respawn revealed that in the 7 weeks since Apex Legends launched, 500,000 hackers and cheaters have been banned. Due to the popularity of Apex Legends, cheat programs and hacks have steadily increased in the past month. Since the game is free to play and creating an Origins account is relatively easy, a cheater can easily create a new account to play again if they've been banned. As a result, Respawn has continually upgraded its anti-cheat system. In a patch this week, Respawn added an in-game report button to let players report suspected cheaters, a feature that has been sorely needed. We can only hope that cheating is curbed soon, because I have enough trouble as it is winning a game without someone using aimbots. Overwatch League viewers can rest easy because the dreaded coin flip will never impact playoff seeding ever again. For those who missed the stupidity earlier this week, tiebreakers were held to determine the seeding for the Stage 1 playoffs. San Francisco Shock and Seoul Dynasty played a best-of-3 match to determine the 6th and 7th seed. But Toronto Defiant and Philadelphia Fusion opted to use a coin flip instead to determine who would be the 3rd and 4th seed. The Fusion called tails, and when OWL Commissioner Nate Nanzer flipped the coin on a live stream, it landed on heads. Nanzer mistakenly said that the Fusion had won, which is not how coin flips work. Nanzer then appeared on a second live stream to clarify that Defiant had actually won and would be the 3rd seed. The moral of this story is that coin flips are dumb and should never be used to determine anything. In a surprise announcement during the latest Nintendo Indies showcase, there's a new Legend of Zelda game coming to the Switch. Called Cadence of Hyrule: Crypt of the Necrodancer, featuring the Legend of Zelda, it's a crossover between the rhythm roguelike Crypt of the Necrodancer and Zelda. Developed by Vancouver-based Brace Yourself Games, Cadence of Hyrule shows that Nintendo is being truthful about its decisions to expand its franchise in new directions. The game is set to launch in the 2nd quarter of this year, and considering how good Crypt of the Necrodancer is, this should be a blast to play. Finally, another Legend of Zelda game for the Switch, and you know what? Props to Nintendo for giving this one to an indie studio. I love seeing that love being shared. Let me know if you're actually going to be checking this one out on our socials at Squad State, because you know, as a Zelda fan, I'm going to be playing it like non-stop probably. It's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. In a bit, we're going to count down the top 5 spookiest games in Rank It, but first, let's find out what Marissa and Brody are arguing about today in Unmuted.
Welcome to Unmuted, the internet show with the esports and the gaming and the hot topics. 2 dummies share their opinions as well. I'm Marissa Roberta.
I like that you included yourself in that. I'm Brody Moore. If you're new here, that's cool. Here's how it works. We'll each present a topic worth discussing. As you can see right at the bottom of your screen, there'll be 2 minutes on the board and a mute button we can each use to shut each other up for 30 seconds. You ready?
I was born ready.
You were born ready to lose, you dummy. Okay. Let's dive into our top story with the hottest game of the year so far. It's Apex Legends. Apex Legends has new leaks every single week, it seems, and the newest one claims that missions may be added to the game in the future. Players are speculating that missions could be similar to Fortnite's challenges, where players advance through the ranks of the battle pass through completing certain actions. So there's been a lot of controversy about the leveling system right now in Apex. That it's like takes too long, it's too dumb. Do you think there's a good solution?
In the battle pass.
Yeah, in the battle
pass version, disclaimer, battle pass version of Apex, there has been, you know, some issues. So this is all just speculation. All this is speculation because it's like, why would it be hard to level up in the battle pass? Well, maybe there will be other missions or other things that you'll need to do there. So people are kind of just looking for like that PvE scenario, right? Where an environment might affect them in some way to help them.
So is this a good idea
XP.
in your opinion, though?
Well, I mean, it's just speculation. I feel like yes, why not?
Then you're wrong. No, this is a bad idea. There should not, to maintain competitive integrity in a game, you should not have players going to do other missions that are not to win the match and play as a team. There's a reason that they will not add those kind of things into Rocket League, because what's going to happen is your teammates, instead of playing the game as a team, are going to try to get turtle goals, or going to try to do ceiling shots, and all of a sudden it's ruining the experience for other players. Now you're playing in a team-based game like Apex, and all of a sudden your teammate's like, JK, I don't want to rotate properly, I'm going to go over there where there's a mission, kill some things or whatever, and then come back to you guys. Now these 2 teammates just got into a battle and died because their other teammate frigged off somewhere. So no.
Okay, now that I'm unmuted, are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Brody, honestly, I love how you took everything that we just learned for this, and it's all speculation, and then turned it into some kind of reference you can make about Rocket League. This is not Rocket League. This is not how that works.
I'm just saying, the reason Fortnite does it is because it's not a true competitive game. That's why it gets away with it.
I just feel like, listen, why can't these games carve out their own niche of something? Why does it have to follow some kind of formula that you are used to, that you enjoy? Why can't other people enjoy other things?
Because the things that I enjoy are right.
Time's up, Brody Moore. Okay, Google Stadia was announced this week, and according to a report from Xbox leak site Turret, Xbox Phil Boss, the boss, Phil Spencer,
yes,
not
Xbox,
boss,
man.
Not Xbox Phil Boss, but yeah, he is the boss. Phil Spencer isn't too worried, as the head of Xbox allegedly said in an email, that Stadia reveal had no big surprises, and that Xbox would go big at E3 in June. So,
Allegedly.
Is Spencer right, to not be worried. So, I mean, like, what do you think, Brody?
Yeah, I mean, like, again, there's been a lot of talk about this. I guess it's time for me to put in my 2 cents. I'm waiting.
Not that anyone,
I'm moving this. I'm taking this away from you. Stadia will not take over the market. It will not replace the currently existing market. There is a use for physical things like consoles in your house, whether it's a PC, a console, whatever it is. There is a need for that because, first off, offline play, right? But frequently, my internet goes down. Can I just not play video games now?
It's because he doesn't pay.
I don't. I just want to. No, it's.
That is why.
No, I
Don't
pay my
lie.
bills. It's just because telecom companies can be very unreliable. Anyways, no, there's a need for it for offline play. Modding is a huge thing in the gaming community, especially on PC. Right? You can't mod games that aren't on your own computer. So it's like the Google Stadia is going to take over. What OnLive was doing.
Yeah.
They're not going to take over what Xbox was doing.
No, of course not. And I think this goes back to my original point from the last topic, is that this can be its own thing. Xbox is its own thing, has been its own beast of a thing for a while, and now has its own fans, has a huge community of people that love it and are used to it and will continue to play their games on that platform. And they also reach out and do other things as well. They're not just sticking to their own platform as well, as they've seen with their news recently with the Switch as well, right? So they're going to be doing their own thing. Google has its own thing as well. I think we can all live in peace and harmony in this world of video games that we enjoy so much.
I mean, I think it's kind of. I do think it's kind of downplaying what Stadia did. Like Stadia did have some really good ideas.
Well, it
but
has to downplay it a little bit. I mean, it's a company still competing with their company in some way.
It's fair, I guess. To say it's completely, completely unsurprising, I think is kind of odd unless obviously he had insider info. But it's like he doesn't have to worry. And especially as you mentioned before, great lead into the next bit here, because in other Xbox news, the publisher has revealed that it's trying to add Xbox Live support to Nintendo Switch. With Cuphead coming to the Switch this year, Xbox said it plans to actually work on Xbox Live integration with the console, so it can be added in the coming months. Now that's interesting. So you're starting to see a lot of these companies have different approaches to the gaming world. Everyone's trying to not just make a console anymore. They're trying to, like, Xbox is like, no, we have a service now. It's going to be across everything. Is this a good idea, though, for Xbox?
Oh my gosh, of course.
Their service available everywhere?
Dude, the thing I love most about Xbox, like, full disclaimer, like, I do a lot of work with Xbox. Oh my God. I do a lot of work with Xbox as well. I love their community. I love the people behind Xbox. I just love everything about them. So I am an Xbox fangirl, as it were. But I also love my Switch. I love Nintendo so much, and the fact that they're going to be working together in harmony makes me so happy. And that's another thing too that I love about them, is that they never tried to poo-poo anything that I would tweet, or not to bring it back to poo-poo or doo-doo, but anything that any love that I give to Nintendo, like, they're all for it because they love Nintendo too. And this is why they have their amazing online system to be available on the Switch. Like, this is why I love Xbox, because their community is amazing, their Xbox Live integration is amazing, and the fact that we're going to get to have this on the Switch is incredible. The fact that, like, Cuphead developers also, their game gets to be on the Switch platform, that really it will shine on that platform as well.
Question for you then. Do you think that maybe we're going to see Xbox step away from making their own hardware and now just make software service that is available on other platforms?
I mean, why not? Why can't we have that? I feel like we have...
Oh, I'm not saying not. I'm just saying, do you think that's going to happen?
I mean, yeah, because think about the cost that goes into making hardware. Like, it is exponential. And not only that, but also the R&D that goes into it as well. To not have to spend money on that and just work on all of these different companies that they've acquired, all these different game developers, all these different amazing talents that they've now acquired under their umbrella, that they can actually use all of that and offer it to people on other platforms like the Switch. Obviously, I mean, Sony doesn't play really with anybody else, so they're going to be kind of doing their own thing for a while, but I think at some point it would be nice to have everybody work together and be one big happy family, and so we can use all of this Xbox Live everywhere.
Analyst MRob,
what?
There will be no next Xbox.
I never said that. You don't quote me. Do not quote that.
She knows the inside info.
No, I don't. In an interview with Action Esports, 100 Thieves support, Afro Moose said that dealing with fan criticism is part of the job. That's it. He said that while it really sucks, that he'd rather prefer to be talked about in a good way, dealing with criticism from fans is something he just has to deal with. So, Brody, I mean, how do you deal with fan criticism, number one? Like, does it ever get to be too much for you?
No, I was born into it. I mean, like, look what I have to deal with. Like, first thing I come in, you're probably just saying something mean about me. This is what I deal with here.
Okay,
and now I guarantee you, chat in the comments right now are saying something mean about me. Something mean about me to prove me right.
No.
But no, it's something you have to do. When you're in the public eye, you're gonna have that. No, you shouldn't have to deal with that. Yeah, it sucks. And it is, the first time that I ever had to deal with real criticism. The worst is when the criticism's right. Because then.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Because then it's like, like,
I know,
you can't brush it off anymore.
It stings a little bit. Well, you just have to laugh about it.
Yeah.
Like when I was hosting that GLL event in Sweden, and somebody commented, "Whoa, look at the schnoz on that one." That hurt me because it was true.
But yeah, no, I'm not going to dispute. But no, it is something you have to deal with. You're going to have to. You realize too, just put a little understanding and empathy to your haters as well. Understand that a lot of these people are younger.
Yep.
They don't understand. Some of them don't have the social skills. They're inside, so they don't get out there. They don't know what can hurt people. So they speak what they think is the truth, but they don't see you behind closed doors and how it's hurting you.
It's just a blanket, like, trying to make a statement on whatever they think they're trying to be funny, or they're feeding into trolls. Because sometimes, honestly, when people are having a rough go in life, and I find this to be the case, they tend to take that and they project it on others, and they take joy in seeing others' pain. So, unfortunately, that has been the case online. Even recently, when I see haters on my Twitter, if they're mentioning me in some way, or they're just hating on me in some way, like, I will actually take the time to ask them if, like, everything's cool, like, is everything going well with you right now? Because, like, you're kind of sipping the haterade. And honestly, a lot of the time, people will just be honest with me back, saying, like, yeah, you're right, I'm just not having the best time right now. Because that's all it is. It's just, like, people reaching out because they need some kind of attention. They don't really know the kind of attention that they need, right?
I try to pull the Marshall Mathers kind of mentality on it, is that if you say all the bad things about yourself first, nobody else has anything else to say.
Okay, I have a big nose.
Is this intervention?
I'm Italian, okay? And I have a mustache that I need to get rid of every 2 weeks. Anyway, now it's time to see what streamers are up to in Clip It. Our first clip comes from Miss Kiff, who is excited for the date that quickly got fizzled.
Have a date tomorrow. I know. I think. E-Rob just reminded me. So here's what happened. So she said, can we do 10 p.m.? It might take some time to get home and change. She sent that Monday. I just answered her 10 minutes ago. Oh, I'm calling someone. I'm calling her.
Yo, when things go wrong, they all go wrong.
I feel like you definitely have forgotten or mixed up the date for something. For sure, you have.
Well, I mean, I don't get dates with people, so that's never been an issue. But, no, I definitely am like bad. Like, I have to use my OK Google, and I hope I just set off everyone's Google Homes right now.
You just did.
I have to say, remind me to do this, and then it just does its little ding for me on my phone and stuff. Because there's usually so much in my mind going on because I have a big brain that's like I forget about some things sometimes.
Is that your insult to yourself? You have a big brain?
Yeah.
No, I actually totally messed up this summer, and I thought that my friend's wedding, like,
you missed a wedding?
Very close friend's wedding was on a Saturday when it was on the Friday. It was on Friday. He called after the wedding had already started, like 3 hours later, asking where we were.
Showing how important it was that you were there.
Yes. Oh my God, I've never felt so mortified in my life. I've never driven as fast as I had that evening in my life. I had to drive to St. Catharines from Toronto. Made it like an hour before the wedding was done. Everybody was already like in the bag. But the point is I made it.
Bro.
Okay? I know.
No one's one-upping that. Wow.
It was a low point for me.
Oh my God.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up.
Okay, I'm gonna let you stew on that for a bit. We're gonna move on. Our next clip is from Timpani, a Mario Odyssey streamer whose mom had something to say.
Yeah, no, I love Timpani. He's a good dude. He's there for me.
Yay.
Do you support Timpani and I's friendship, Mom?
Can you get you a job?
Oh my God!
So she's just looking out, though.
I mean, like,
she's just looking out.
It's the classic, like, mom doesn't understand streaming in video games kind of thing.
No, of course.
But like, still, they're wrecked, dude. I mean, it almost kind of hurts. Like, she got all of us with that, really. It's like anybody that like streams, Did we all just get wrecked?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yo,
definitely. You and Mom
Mom's
chirps
got the
you get
massive
wrecked.
burn.
Yeah, you can't
Bro,
one up Mom.
Your mom ever gotten you?
Oh, yes. I mean, several times. I can't, like, even when we first launched the show, it's
make
like,
it easy, though.
I'm like, shit, Brody. I'm like, Mom, did you watch the show? What do you think? I told you this.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
she's like, oh, I mean, yeah, I really liked it, but, like, do you think you could sit up straight? Your
posture.
co-host has nice posture.
Which is hilarious, because I really think I have the worst posture.
I know, see, now I'm, like, sitting up straight, like, Mommy.
And now I'm out of frame.
I don't want to disappoint you, Mommy. All right, moving on. And now that's that time of the show where we take a deep dive into the minds of the pros, as they usually leave something juicy on the Twitterverse for us to enjoy. Like this little nugget from Overwatch host Sideshow, who just not that into his talent photo and maybe should have been consulted first. You see, Overwatch League tweeted about their All Access Pass Q&A with talent, and then Sideshow just replied with, please never use this image again.
Bro, okay, so I mean, first off, I'm just, don't work well with cameras with this area anyways, but with still
it's
photos.
like the no chin thing.
Yeah, I have no chin. But the worst is still photos. I don't know. I have no good side. So it's like still photos. Like I'll get one shadow and I'm like, that like kind of overshadows mine, makes it look deeper. I'm like, nah. Man, don't use this ever.
I know, it feels bad. It sucks because, like, honestly, as an organizer, you kind of just have to put a photo out right away, and you just kind of think that you have the best photo of talent, so you put it out there.
Pretty
but
sure
honestly,
we've
like,
done that to people
we
too.
for sure have. We definitely have Lawler.
Yo, Callous, too.
Shout out to Lawler in chat. No, yeah, we've definitely done that. But the thing is, like, talent, they are forward-facing, and they really should be consulted before their photos go out.
This is the PSA to any event out there.
Yeah.
Consult talent.
Well, just because, like, egos are fragile, and you don't want to hurt them just before they go out there. It's tough out there, Bright lights, people watching, commenting in chat about your big nose, etc.
And feels on this as well, because there was a lot of COD drama recently on Reddit, stirred up by the infamous gossip girl of the Call of Duty world. It's COD burner. JCap was at the center of it all and had some words. Here are some of them. There were a lot, trust me. All I want to address right now is the fact that COD burner has the whole community believing that I brainwashed 3 adult men. It's completely laughable, but everyone believes it because this community is all hive mindset. Don't be afraid to think for yourself sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good message. So Zurich and I are going to get into this a little deeper. We're going to be sipping a little tea with you tomorrow on Esports in 30, and we'll dive really deep into this because there's a whole mess that's going on in the Call of Duty community right now. But the thing is,
what is this? Why is it the COD scene? Is this good for the COD scene?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing for the COD scene.
Okay, you think?
This is so good for the COD scene. This is exactly what I'm talking about with the Call of Duty community. Like, I love them so much, not only because their events are hype, they're so much fun to watch, but the fact that they air out all of their dirty laundry on Twitter and on Reddit. It is a hive mind. JCap is right, and people do need to understand that, especially the fans, that they do a lot of this as fan service. They're doing this because they want you guys to sip tea. They want you to eat popcorn. They want you to get involved in their scene because it's important for them for you to watch and get involved, right? So
so now are you saying it's all colluded and they don't actually hate each other and it's all made up and fabricated? Now we're WWE?
No, but this stuff could be done behind closed doors. They choose not to do it behind closed doors because it's entertaining, they know it's entertaining, and we're gonna dive right in with our popcorn. I'm full in, all of it, even Courage was into it, the whole scene got involved, but JCap is right here in this post, and Clay had a lot of really great posts too. But yeah, you really do need to think for yourselves. Really take in all the information. Don't just jump on whatever bandwagon your buddy is on or whatever bandwagon the Reddit thread brings you into. Really, you gotta think for yourself, people. It's important.
It is important.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right.
I don't know if I'm into that. I don't know if I'm into the.
Really?
It's so much drums.
I love it so much.
Well, that's a good thing I'm not doing it with you tomorrow.
Okay, fine, fair enough, Zurich. Watch out. Last but not least, we've got top esports journalist, consultant, sometimes potster, Rod Breslow, aka Slasher, who used that delightful stats algorithm to display esports prize pools over the years. So I love this so much. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. So he says, an awesome look at the top games in esports by prize money, starting from near the beginning of esports in 2000 up to today. So watch.
I've seen this done with a few things. This is incredible visualization.
I love this algorithm. It's
what
so
I do,
great.
I'm not going to spoil it, but I want you to watch League of Legends hopes just get crushed. When League of Legends gets up near the top,
yes, and watch how this is Counter-Strike, but way back Counter-Strike. This is not. Also, there's yeah, exactly. This is 1.6. So CS:GO is still in there, and also has to do its own climbing.
What I do love is StarCraft was still climbing in the late 10th.
There
it is, Dota!
Oh, okay. Dota,
Every time
over.
an international comes around, it just like doubles its lead.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I mean, and if you notice, like Hearthstone's up there too, man. You always hate on card games, but Hearthstone has a huge prize pool as well.
It's crazy because they're quietly well funded. You know, it's just like
it's not quietly. You just don't pay attention to the card scenes.
And
That's
you
your
do?
Problem. Well, more than you. Like, we don't need to get into this whole thing, Brody, but yeah, you gotta put some respect on it. You feel? So to be fair, that's not anything to do with anything outside of prize pools. Those were just prize pools.
Prize money, yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about salaries, we're not talking about any of that, because obviously that will change the algorithm completely.
Yeah,
and maybe Hearthstone wouldn't be up there.
So as of now, Dota is way ahead. CSGO, of course. Actually, you know, what do you think in the next year or two, what do you think is gonna break into that top 3 or top 5 spot? Do you think there's like a game that's...
It's gonna be PC version Halo 3.
You think?
I don't know, I'm just
Okay, check.
But wouldn't that be wonderful?
I think it would be fantastic, yeah.
I know.
Either way, great for whatever game it is in that scene, right?
JK, it's going to be Clash Royale.
All right, chat, give us your thoughts on that as well. But we got to move on right now because it's time for crowd control. We got all the goodies from around the web. This first one is artist Hannah Hillam has an unfortunately relatable comic for some of us, eventually all of us. If you experience any 3 of these things, I'm afraid to say, but you're getting old.
Oh, no.
Now, Marissa, you might feel some of these. So getting older, part 1 video games, there's eye strain. Just general confusion, because Fortnite, I love that. The makeshift lumbar support, okay, I got that one.
I don't have that.
The carpal tunnel flare-up.
I don't have that.
You know? What do you have here?
Only when I play fighting games.
Yeah, no, so you got carpal tunnel.
Only when I play fighting games.
You definitely have problems with your eyes.
Okay, well, that's just from, you know, childhood days.
Sometimes you're confused a lot.
Whatever.
You're old.
Marissa, you're
confirmed,
old.
right here, you're old.
I'm 50. 50 years old. Okay, just honestly, I don't like any of this. And that wasn't me, okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes you get eye strain too.
She actually drew a portrait of you.
I know that actually looks a lot like me when I'm at home because I always do, like, I call it my little cummerbund. Like, that's when I like get do business. And get my hair up, I'm gonna get things done. Okay, we're moving on, all right? Let's not talk about how old we are anymore. Instead, let's talk ambitious crossovers. Reddit user PD Pariah, he drew up a little sketch of what he thinks Kratos would look like in the Pokemon universe.
Oh, I love this.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. He's got that. He's like, yes, Machoke has a beard.
Machoke has a beard, yeah.
Now, I'm thinking now of crossovers.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a few.
Would you like to share with the rest of the
class?
class?
No, not yet. I'm thinking how they'd work. Would you I'm just trying to think what you'd cross over. Just be Animal Crossing Stardew.
No. Yeah, I would do that. Wait a minute. Actually, yes, I would. No, I'm telling you, Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing in like some crazy BR situation. So like it would be the different villages. It would be like town versus town basically, and like it's town wars, but with Animal Crossing characters, like little anthropomorphic animals, just out there running amok.
What, do you have to murder each other? Like, what's the objective?
Yeah. Okay, let's murder each other.
Let's murder each other. Jesus. Okay. Wow.
Battle Royale.
There's just
or just burn houses. Burn them down.
I'm scared now. A good thing this is our last post and I can leave
like
you.
The king on his throne.
Our last post is the ultimate example of being a bro. Scump, your teammate Hex, has your back, man.
Okay.
Questions?
Well, I'm gonna make it more awkward. You recently just got a bill that you canceled.
Oh, wow.
A credit card bill that you canceled. What was it?
It was for a gym.
No, it wasn't. Totally. What was the name of the? What was the name of the gym?
Brazzers?
Yes. Okay, so you canceled his gym membership at Brazzers, which is cool. I just don't understand why he was using your credit card to get that gym membership when he asked us.
Okay, wait, I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I don't get it. Is
Yo,
that like
ultimate bro? We gotta shout. By teammate, by the way, I meant owner. So he's looking out for his players.
Okay,
but,
and that was his mom.
that was Scump's mom.
That was Scump's mom, and so he put a gym membership on her credit card, but it's not really.
Gym membership.
Okay, but it's not really a gym membership.
I guess. Well, you're still burning calories, but
What is that?
Find out. You don't know? You don't know?
I'm gonna Google it right now. I don't care.
I guarantee you. Well, I'm thinking most people in our chat probably understand. Well,
I'm
going
scared.
on here. Okay.
Oh! You guys!
You're in incognito mode, right?
Ah! Mom, I'm so sorry.
Is that not
that's
the
not
ultimate
cool.
bro
What
thing to
if I put his
do?
mom's credit card?
Is that, no, that's what he pointed out. It's like, well,
No.
he's got his own credit card. Why is he
That's
putting
not
that
cool.
on?
Also, it's fine. You know what? I don't like that either. And the whole bro code thing, I don't believe in that either. We should all be on the same page. It's fine. It's
What?
fine. I just don't believe in that. I believe
It's
that
just,
stitches
it's an
get stitches.
unspoken thing. Do women have the thing? Like there's like just an unspoken thing, you've been saved, someone else has like saved you from a situation?
No, I think that, sure, yeah, I don't like that side versus side. I don't like that at all. I feel like we all should be on the same page, and the page is snitches get stitches.
Oh,
Karma will
I'm
get
on that
them.
page.
Don't be a dirty rat.
But we're on a page without even having to be on a page.
Okay, Brody. This has been delightful as always. Let us know who you think had a better day today. Press 1 in chat for me, and 2 for Pooh. We'll see you next time. But until then, hit us up on all our socials at Squad State. We'll see you next time.
Kicking off our list of the scariest video games ever made is Dead Space by the now closed Visceral Games. Set in the USG Ishimura, a massive spaceship designed to crack planets, engineer Isaac Clarke investigates a distress signal to discover that the entire crew has been turned into hideous, flesh-eating creatures called necromorphs. With barely any actual weapons, Isaac has to improvise in order to survive. Dead Space works because it gives you nothing. No ammo, no way to easily detect necromorphs, and no idea as to what the hell is even happening. You have to be creative to defeat them, but the further you go, the more creative and horrifying the monsters become. It doesn't help that the Ishimura is claustrophobic, filled with dark corridors, ducts waiting to burst open, and very few places to hide. Dead Space is survival horror at its best. Just don't try to play this by yourself. So what's worse than being trapped on a spaceship filled with aliens with only construction tools as weapons? How about being trapped on a spaceship filled with aliens without any weapons? Number 4 on our list is Alien Isolation. Based on the popular and horrifying sci-fi franchise, Alien Isolation traps you in the stars with the unstoppable xenomorphs hunting you down. You cannot fight them. All you can do is run, hide, and pray they don't look under the desk you're hiding under. Xenomorphs have become just another cliché movie monster over the years, but Alien Isolation makes them terrifying again. The tension never drops, as xenomorphs can pop up anywhere, and making use of the limited resources you have is the key to living another minute. Just remember to breathe, because you might just forget to when one of those things crosses your path. Next up is Red Barrel's breakout hit Outlast, also known as Why Journalists Should Not Investigate Rundown Asylums Alone. You're a journalist who is looking into rumored unethical experiments at a rundown hospital. Well, surprise, the experiments are real, and they're not friendly. With nothing to stop them, the only way to live is to run and hide from the hospital's demented tenants. All of Outlast is told through the perspective of a camera, which has a night vision mode that runs on batteries. Batteries that drain really quickly. So I hope you're not afraid of the dark, because if not, say hello to your new phobia. Outlast is filled with thrilling chases, tons of jump scares, and a reliance on your camera's night vision. Is some of it cheap? Sure, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work. Just try playing Outlast with the lights off. You're gonna have nightmares for weeks, I guarantee it. A runner-up for the scariest game ever made is Amnesia: The Dark Descent by Frictional Games. Trapped in an ancient castle, you have to navigate a horrifying labyrinth of corridors, puzzles, and creatures if you want to figure out what is going on. It's a normal setup for a horror game, but it's Amnesia's refusal to stick to tried and true horror cliches that makes it great. There are few jump scares, as the game instead relies on building tension through sound and atmosphere, which it uses to great effect when you least expect it. There is also a sanity system that causes audio and visual hallucinations if you're in the dark for too long, or if you get a glimpse of one of the many monsters. Nothing is explained, which makes the game even more disturbing and surreal the longer you play. Amnesia works because it doesn't give you an ounce of peace, and you can't help but breathe a sigh of relief when the nightmare finally ends. The scariest game ever made is Konami's horror classic Silent Hill 2. You play as James Sunderland, a man who receives a letter apparently written by his dead wife, asking him to join her in the Virginian town of Silent Hill. What follows is an increasingly horrifying psychological journey into one man's psyche, all set against the backdrop of the most evil town in video game history. What sets Silent Hill 2 apart from the other horror games is its emphasis on terror. Yes, there are jump scares. And yes, the creatures are horrifying. I'm looking at you, Pyramid Head. But the constant building dread as the backstories and motivations of the characters are slowly revealed cannot be found in other horror games. Its disturbing representations of trauma, sexual abuse, and guilt are presented with maturity. The game is emotionally draining, but unraveling the mystery and deciphering its symbolism will keep you hooked. And it all leads to a harrowing end that is shocking in its design, and leaves no doubt that Silent Hill 2 is the scariest game ever made.
Honestly, if I had $1 for every time my parents burned me about gaming, I'd be rich. It ain't right, but they were gamers too, so they understand. I guess it's a circle of life. Maybe we just all get burned in the end. Let us know what your parents' best burn to you ever was, if they've given you a burn, on our socials at Squad State. In a bit, Brody and Marissa will be talking to Callous in Esports in 30, but first, let's check out this clip from the green room. I can't make art. I can make poops. Not like in real life.
Please, someone clip that. Send that. I need this so badly.
Good for you, Camille.
I need proof that she actually just said that.
Yeah.
Do something as well. Oh! Lethal! 49-48, 5 seconds left. Yes! Pistola wins the game!
They all lifted, they all cannoned over.
What a play here from Tox. They're all right now.
Huge. That is a base trade and a half. I don't know if they knew that lunch was there in the lobby, but what a play from Tox. It's not over.
Boy, in a 1v1 here, they get hit by grenades. The grenades are coming in. ACG, no shields, top middle, and Lethal gets taken down by Snipe down. Reciprocity are your HCS Invitational champions.
Now, if those clips didn't get you excited, I don't know what will, because we've got an oldie but a damn goodie. It's Halo time, baby. And we're not talking the new stuff, no, we're talking vintage Halo goodness, like Halo 3, as it took center stage at South by Southwest. Welcome to Esports in 30, the show where we take a deep dive into different esports throughout the week.
Indeed. So there were obviously a few tournaments at South by Southwest, and first up, we gotta start with the Pro Tournament, which was hella hype. We've got a special guest calling in just 1 second, but until then, let's get you caught up with these highlights.
Well, but Straight Sick is the man to watch. He's sneaking in behind Neighbor, and this will be a big kill for him. Picks up one. You can see there's another player in the open purple. Needs to hit a crazy shot! And we called it!
Wireless snipers again, which is a bit surprising. Usually I would consider a squad like Tox when they have
That's nasty!
You then get to dictate that pace, and it's up to the enemy team at that point to say, okay, we have to fight out of this, but that is a triple kill for Pistola with that rocket connecting.
Down to finish the last kill in the basement. Like we said, texture Halo there. Oh boy, the fadeaway jumper from APG.
Ruby were coming under all sorts of pressure. You can see he's the last one alive here, but a big kill here on the flag carrier. Looking for a second kill here. Roy is looking to do something as well. Oh! Lethal! 49-48, 5 seconds left. Yes! Pistola wins the game!
Lunchbox finally cleaned up there. That's going to leave one of the members of Denial to try and return that flag, but Pistola's there to react, and he's going to be able to recover it. That flag is going to be still out for Denial, and a great stick from Ola. That's follow-up that you want. Oh, you know he was happy about that one, man.
And what a time to watch some Tox POVs, because all we saw is Snipe down ripping faces after Lunchbox. Oh my God, what is happening here on Narrow? Snipe down's a monster. Can't find anyone though. Where did Tox go?
They all lifted, they all cannoned over.
What a play here from Tox. They're all right now.
Huge.
Reciprocity.
That is a base trade and a half. I don't know if they knew that lunch was there in the lobby, but what a play from Tox. It's not over.
Boy, in a 1v1 here, they get hit by grenades. The grenades are coming in. APG, no shields, top middle, and Lethal gets taken down by Snipe down. Reciprocity are your HCS Invitational champions.
And to talk all about that pro event and a bit more, welcome to the show, the coach of Denial. It's Callous de los Reyes. What's up, buddy?
Hey, doing good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's our pleasure. I just want to jump right into it then. Let's start, of course, with the winners. As we just saw, Reciprocity. They were on fire the whole tournament. So what kind of put them over the top at Texas?
They were just playing lights out Halo. I don't know if it was all the Apex that Snipedown was playing or what, but, you know, they seem to be having a good time. I think mental state's really huge. I know they were saying that was a big difference for them leading into this tournament versus the last one. They were just playing good Halo. Honestly, they were on top of their times. When they did get weapons, they were milking it, using it for their advantage.
Just that good Halo. I love it. It seemed like we saw some vintage Pistola and Snipedown. So what do those two players bring to the table now that we're back in Halo 3?
Well, those two players, right? Yeah, Ola was just on fire. I think he was just the MVP of the tournament. You know, he won the 2v2. He, you know, won the everything, right? Now he's winning the 4v4s. He's a wizard, you know, and then Snipedown was just, you were feeling his presence whenever he would grab the weapons. He was always clutching up with the sniper.
Now, we'll talk a bit more about and just the differences between the games, but like, is it just that like Halo 3 you could kind of rely just off like pure mechanics then? Like so any of these like pure mechanic players could just carry a team?
It's a little different, right, between like modern Halo and classic Halo, but I would say definitely you can feel the presence of a talented sniper in Halo 3. More so than maybe like the newer games, because you don't have movement to get out of situations and you can really punish teams. You can clear out an entire team by yourself single-handedly and snowball it in your favor. So definitely there's the power weapon control for the top teams is very, very huge in Halo 3.
I want to talk about Tox a bit, because it also looked like they've kind of barely missed a beat between versions, even with Frosty leaving. So what makes Tox such a different opponent to go against?
Well, you know, that squad, right? Those three players have been together for years, right? Snakebite, Lethal, that core team for Tox have been together for a very, very long time, for years now. So they're switching out one player. You know, Royal 2, you know, he can't make it to the first tournament. They have Eco, APG's there. They flip one guy around. It's not a huge difference, and they've been playing with APG and, you know, for a long time as well. So I think he was able to gel in really quickly last tournament, and now he's still in the same roster. So he's probably found his home as far as the current roster right now for Halo 3. So I think, yeah, just their cohesion as a team. They have really good sense of how to play Halo. They know when to speed up, when to slow it down.
How to play Halo.
Something you've been striving for your whole life.
Bro, why are you adding me right now?
What?
Come on, can you see what I have to deal with here? Jesus. I do want to talk about your team for a little bit here. Let's dive in here. So despite getting a high seed though, Denial struggled a little bit. Can you just walk us through the team's performance from like a coach's perspective and just overall what went on there?
A lot went on. This is a hard question.
Where do we start? Hey, we got time. Break it down, man.
It's hard to answer this question because it's, you know, part of me wants to. It's a lose-lose, because whatever I say can be used against me, and then whatever I don't say can be used against me. So hey, here we are. Because the last thing I want to do is make excuses. We came there to win. We got second place at the last tournament. We came in with high hopes, high expectations, and I don't know who said the quote that, you know, experience is what you get when you don't get what you wanted. We got a lot of experience at this tournament.
I mean, it is a good silver lining way to look at it, right?
Yeah. That's really, from a coach perspective, that was my mindset after the whole thing wrapped up and we were out of the tournament. Let's look at the next one. What can we do to improve? So, you know, a lot of little things, how we warmed up at the tournament wasn't in our favor, just playing at the phase the whole time. And Shelly plays on stereo, and he didn't know against the status quo match, he had his mix amp on surround sound. So he didn't know he had a headache midway through, and we go back to the hotel and he's sitting there, you know, man, I think I had surround sound on the whole time. And so there's little things like that. But the last thing I want to do is take anything away from these teams. You know, everyone played amazing. Reciprocity came out swinging. We like hit a brick wall there. They just played GMS day one and reverse swept it. They were hot. We came onto that main stage and got the hot 3-0 from them. And then status quo, you know, with Shelly and everything, you know, we were kind of down a player, but we didn't know that. We just thought we couldn't figure out what was going on. We're trying to get our rhythm, and then we find out he's has headset issues. But again, Status Quo is playing really good. I don't want to take anything away from those guys. I've known Demon D and Cloud since we were kids in Halo 2, so yeah.
Yeah, but so I'm just curious though, then do you now have to like work in that like flow now? Like, okay, now there's a new obstacle. You know that, okay, there might be a headset. Do you now just make sure that that's right every time for them at a tournament, or do you actually take them behind the scenes and say, hey, let's practice with different headset settings just to make sure if that does happen again? Like, what's the option to go in that route?
I didn't even know that Shelly prefers playing with stereo sound. I guess apparently Aries does as well, and then the other two players on my team, Straight Stick and Commonly, I think they play with surround sound. And so we just, when we're backstage warming up at that tournament, we were playing without headsets and no mix amps. We were just playing free for all. And so, we got our fingers warmed up, we got on main stage, and I guess Shelly just didn't realize he had the wrong settings on the mix amp. So he had surround sound, and it really brings the bass up. And
yeah,
I don't know,
for sure. Kind of just rattles your brain.
Oh,
a bit
dude,
too.
I mean, again, sound is very important in any game, really.
Especially when you're playing competitively, you need to communicate with your teammates. You're also listening to the in-game sounds going on too. And I noticed that like while watching this tournament, and I guess just Halo in general, there's like a completely different vibe from this than other esports. Like you really need to heavily listen to what's going on in-game, because of course you have the guy going, flag dropped, flag captured. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
you need to all the trash talk. You got
exactly.
get out
You're
there
trying to
too,
get
right?
all that too. So like even the casters, like how do you interject as a caster into all of this going on in game? Like Halo is such a different beast completely, and I wonder what the vibe was like at South by Southwest for you guys, because I mean, from an outsider's perspective, Halo kind of just took a dip here in the esports world. Like it hasn't really had its moment in the sun. Like it was there and then it fell because other esports are shining kind of above it, and now I feel like it's on its way up. It could be on its way up again. Do you think that South by Southwest had the right vibe for you guys, and this is kind of what you want going forward?
It felt good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, for me, it was my first Invitational, but I think the community definitely is, they're feeling good. It's Halo 3, it's classic Halo. We've been rattling about this, knocking on the door for a long time, and now we have an Invitational. So, and then there's the DreamHack event coming up soon as well. I think the vibe was cool. Everything was really, it felt good.
Do you feel like you would prefer these kinds of events, like your tournaments, to happen within festivals like this, like South by Southwest or DreamHack, or like just things where like other things are going on? Do you think you would thrive with that versus having your own individual events?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I know, like you said, Halo was thriving in the past with just Halo, but things have changed, and I'll say the last few events have been really cool, having it in like DreamHack and then walking around seeing other things. I think it gives the viewers or the people who are coming in to spectate, they have more things to do. South by Southwest was kind of the same thing. You had the tournament, and then right outside the convention you had a million other things. There was another room. There was 2 ballrooms. So they had the first room where you guys saw on the stream and all of the pro matches, and then a connected room for the free-for-alls and a bunch of other activities. I love it. I think it's really cool, and it makes it like a fun environment, more approachable.
Plus Austin's pretty cool too, just to get to see that city.
Oh yeah, because I've been there plenty of times.
I'm telling you.
I believe you.
And finding common ground with our guests. But I mean, even with only 6 teams, the South by Southwest Invitational was pretty darn competitive. Why are the top 6 teams in this game so close right now?
Everyone's grinding, and this is a game where a lot of these players, a lot of the pros were pro back then, and then some of the newer players that maybe like, on GMS, right? They've been playing it for years. So I think that might have something to do with the skill gap being like so truncated. Is a lot of these players have a lot of experience where they've been grinding it, and so now we're back at it again, and it's like riding a bike, and they're gonna try new things, but it's all there in their fingers.
No, I think like a lot of people were, of course, excited that it jumped back to Halo 3 for this event. It's just regarded as like one of the best competitive Halos out there, or the best. Now, going back to it though, obviously having 2 iterations that you guys had to go through before that, or a few, what is there any kind of flow to relearning that game, or did the players kind of just fall back into it like muscle memory clicked in, or did you have to work with the team to get them back into that flow?
I know that my team started immediately grinding, and they got in and they got their like 50s and the playlist right away, and I'm in a week. So within about a week, they already had it back in their fingers, their mind, everything was just connected with Halo 3 again. I think if you played it, you know it. And if you're coming at it brand new, I'm not really sure if there's any pro players. I know Eco played Halo 3. He wasn't a pro back then, but I mean, it's still Halo. There's just still the same concept apply, whether it's like Halo 3 or a newer Halo.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of know the speed of the game is the biggest change, I think, would be knowing not to play too aggressively, because you don't have sprint and things like that to help you out.
No escape options,
Yeah, it's much more, you gotta be ready when you need to be ready and execute. There's no way out,
Positioning is super important then.
It seems like every scene has a different approach to coaching, with some more hands-on and some acting more as managers. So what is the status of coaching in Halo at the moment, like in a broad sense, and what's your personal approach to coaching, considering you're working with some veteran players?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of film, so I know on my end, I'm always going. Yeah, I'm studying the scrims in the background. I can't download theater games in Halo 3, so that's a kind of a setback. So it's really just streams. And then, the teams are going to be grinding. They're going to be scrimming. So I guess coaching is just, a lot of it has to do when you're there at the tournament, making sure that your team feels good, you're doing your job, you're making sure you got the times ready. You got to be on top of the times, especially because Halo 3, they're more dynamic. The weapon times can change if you, like, it's called dirtying the weapon, and you can change the whole spawn system of the weapons. So yeah, I'm sorry, you were asking about like the preparation going into it.
Yeah.
On my end, it's just getting the scrims ready and then going back, reviewing the scrims, taking down any notes, and then just trying to talk about it with the team whenever we have time, and then just kind of rinse and repeat in between the grind sessions.
Cool. Now, you touched on something earlier, too, a little bit. I just want to expand on it. And the highlight pack kind of reminded us about it, too. It's the importance of that sniper in Halo 3. Can you just walk us through a bit more in depth of how pivotal a good sniper can be in Halo 3?
Yeah. I'm trying to think which match. It was a GMS versus Tox here. Like they had a Narrows Team Slayer game. And I believe Fantasy had the sniper, and it was very, very close. It was tied up, and they just took down a Tox member and put him on respawn. It was Snakebite, and the sniper for GMS had the sense, the spawn sense to know I'm going to rotate over and catch him on spawn, and I believe he caught Snakebite spawning on his flag, and he had literally only had 2 chances to get a snipe off. He missed the first snipe and then landed the next one for the kill and won the game. So, it's not just landing your shot and executing, but also kind of knowing, where do I have to be, my positioning as a sniper? Because if he would have gone to the left side, maybe the game doesn't end like that.
Yeah.
Snakebite spawns, flag, jumps, lives, and who knows what happens. But he was there, he was ready, he executed. It's really huge in Halo 3.
So do you run strats around that beforehand, or is a lot of that decision-making left up to the players in-game?
It's definitely like in-game, because at this point, a lot of the pro players, everyone already knows the spawn systems really, really well. They have a good understanding. So intuitively, we know what needs to be blocked to create a spawn trap, but then when you're in the game, it's so fast that you can't really, like those play calls, they have to come quick. So usually it's the player intuition just kind of off of the communications and hearing who's down, who's alive, what's blocking, and having that intuitive spawn system knowledge, and they'll know where to look.
That's true.
So far, we've covered the serious pro half of this tournament, but South by Southwest saw some other seriously entertaining competition as well. So when you come back from these highlights from the less serious side of South by Southwest, we're going to chat with Callous all about the Halo community.
Hit the cannon, GB! Hit the cannon, GB!
Taking his time.
Here he goes. Ubernick down top middle as well. Oh! He gets flamed by Snipe Down!
David, he starts screaming 3 red gold. I jump out for some reason. 48-48, and I don't want to be mean, but I can't put it any other way. I shit on him so bad. So bad.
Misty with the sniper rifle. Is he going to try and finish this one off with a little bit of finesse? Looking for a no-scope. See, there is a battle going down, and he does hit the finesse shot.
A smile on his face as well. So I basically had to make a phone call to my buddy DJ. I don't know if you use DJ. He goes by the name Dwayne Johnson. That's what he said. Doesn't matter because Walshy's old, he's trash, and he held the L. I don't care. I can go -30. I still took the dub.
Walshy, I'm going to bring it to you one last thought. Or maybe Rock was saying, hey, maybe Golden Boy, you shouldn't make every day a cheat day.
Here's GB once again at Golden Boy pace. You can see him moving around Austin, Texas at this speed every day.
There's someone behind him.
He's under attack. He's under attack.
Dursky.
He's been taken down. Oh, he's bagging it up. Dursky's bagging it up.
Dursky. Is he clutch?
Clutch is dead.
He went down.
This is going to be it.
Clutch has the opportunity. And who else?
Captain Clutch himself.
Captain Clutch to bring in the final flag. Watch his team go up 1-0.
Game number 4, not going to be another version of 4v4 on the rig and strongholds. It will be the same exact thing. If this happens again, Bravo, you're spinning. I'm just never going to touch this thing again.
Oh, I'm just going to say words hurt. Okay, maybe we need a counseling session, Dave, after I slapped you in Big Team Battle. How about that?
Famous phrase that was like, it's like taking candy from a baby. But I think what I'm going to say is, I took cake from that baby!
I always love that the Halo community has that perfect trash talk. There's that feel good in the community, and South by Southwest had a lot of that. Now, when it comes to pro play, Callous, how do you balance those fun events with the serious pro tournaments? And like, do you think it's a good idea for the pros to be bouncing between those, or can it distract them by playing in like the fun versions? Not that competitive is not fun, but like, you know, could that be a distraction?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, actually, before the whole thing went down and the schedule was revealed. I was thinking, you know, what's this going to do? Are players going to have to jump from one game to the next? And from what I saw, I know they had some of the matches after the 4v4s. And so that kind of helped compartmentalize so that the pros could focus on the tournament, and then afterwards they'll have like some fun matches. Or I know they did have, I don't know if the Big Team Battle, I can't remember if that came before some of the pro matches. Yeah, so they did a little bit of both. So yeah, I don't know. I think for mindset, if you're having fun, you're having fun, and that can be in your favor. I don't think it'll throw them off too bad. I think that they're really well practiced, and you know, and like in their current game. So if they're there for Halo 3, I think they're ready for that.
Would you like to see this more at like events in the future? Then having that thing to kind of keep that atmosphere up.
I think young me 10 years ago would have been like, no, why is there Big Team Battle? Why am I watching this newbie stuff? What is this? I'm here for Pro Halo. But I think seeing now, you know, seeing how the community is now, and it's more, this is a way to get everybody involved, in my opinion. And I love it. I think it's great. More of it.
Cool.
Absolutely. I mean, speaking of getting more people involved, I mean, it was awesome to see old favorites like Golden Boy back into the fold. From your perspective, how important is it for the community to band together and support the game right now?
I think it's huge. I think that's the whole grassroots kind of motto right now, right? Is just this community support, and it was cool seeing Walshy back on the sticks again. You know, David was playing, I think. Golden Boy, I haven't seen him play Halo. So yeah, again, more of it on mine. I think it's great. It's really good vibes.
Now, just looking at esports in general, there's kind of two like vibes that esports are going for. One is like a very tight, strict, professional look. And then you have others, you know, like the FGC and Smash, that go for a bit more of a community feel. Do you think that Halo has more of that community feel now than it did back in that MLG prime?
Definitely at the last event. It was kind of breath of fresh air to see the casters, the desk hosts, just casual attire, right? Normally the past tournaments it's been suit and tie and more rigid, and it was kind of a cool little spin seeing them in kind of like just every day, hey, we're on the desk, there's some Halo behind us. I liked it. I'm cool with it either way.
I know they had some fun elements too, that wheel to spin and win. And even like the stage host just like skipping on stage. Like there was just more of a levity about the whole event, which I enjoyed, just jumping in. But what do you think that the Halo scene needs to do to remain competitive in this world now of esports, but in this world now of BRs in particular?
Halo BR when?
Yeah.
I think bringing in a Halo BR would be awesome. I know 343 First was saying the only BR we're going to pay attention to is the battle rifle, but missing a train there that's, moving. So I think, bring in a BR game that's fun. And then as far as the competitive, the esports side of Halo, I think it's really important that we pay attention to the community. That's the big thing. It took a long time in Halo 5 for very specific changes to happen that needed to happen for the competitive aspect. And hopefully moving into the Halo Infinite, we can just streamline these changes quick, listen to the community, and have a good balance. If they run the future Halo like this tournament, as far as you got the competitive side and you have the friendly, more casual, and they do it well and they listen to each other, it's going to be a great future for Halo.
Well, I'm just a quick last thought on that. Would you rather Halo moved with the times and turned into a BR, or would you always want to keep the game modes that Halo has now?
Yeah, in my heart, it's got to stay 4v4.
All right.
It wouldn't feel like Halo to me. I mean, literally, all these changes that Halo's overgone, it's eventually, the community molds it to feel like Halo. But if it went to 5v5 or a Battle Royale format, I don't know. They wouldn't feel like Halo. So hopefully I want to see it 4v4 competitive and then have a Battle Royale format on the side.
On the side thing, but that's not the competitive.
Right. Like enjoy the entree because it ain't as good without something on the side. That something on the side could be BR. But Callous, we're almost out of time with you today. Before we let you go, we had a fan question for you off of social media. Scribs AF on Twitter asks, and this is a big question, just forewarning you, with Halo MCC coming to PC, what is the foreseeable future for the Halo esports scene eventually moving to PC, if at all? Do current players need to start learning mouse and keyboard ahead of time in case it does start to become standard?
I don't know. That's my answer. But I would say, plan on it, right? There's a big community in PC. And I know someone, I think one of the casters had posted on Twitter a picture of the following day, within 24 hours, that Steam was going to accept Infinite, and a bunch of people pre-ordered it off of Steam, I think. So yeah, I think it's going to get a lot of people in. Yeah, it's going to be huge. So I would say look into it. I don't know if they're going to have tournaments stay on console. Maybe they'll release something where it's cross-compatible and you can, that would bring in PC players to play on the tournaments for sure, but it might alienate controller players.
For sure, that would be a huge disadvantage to controller players.
Yeah, like knowing these players behind the scenes and that and what other games they play and stuff, do you think there would actually be a huge drop-off of the pros? Like, are we losing half the scene if it does switch over?
I don't know. I think the players, the pros who really have the fire in them, they'll adapt. They'll find a way because Halo's in their heart. If they got to start over on keyboard, their shooting and their shots will be weaker maybe, but they have the mindset. They know how to play Halo, so it's not going to hold them back too much.
Callous, man, I just want to thank you so much for all your time. It's been awesome to chat Halo with you, and best of luck at all the upcoming events, my dude.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so Callous had a really interesting take on the PC Master Chief Collection, obviously, but as a Halo fan, Brody Moore, what do you think?
Oh, yes, because my opinion is way more valid than the coach's denial. No, I think he made a good point that expect it. The question, though, is, like, we saw, again, the newer Call of Duty released on PC, and did the esports scene flip over to that? No,
but there hasn't. But has there been publisher backing and pushing of that? Like, will publisher support happen? And if it does, will they go toward the PC master race, as it were?
It's weird. So it's like right now with 343, there's like kind of a mixed response. I mean, from the competitive side, I know there's been some gripes with 343. They definitely weren't happy with the way 4 played. But then on just a fan side of it, playing the game, that 4 was actually, to me, one of the best Halos that ever came out, right? But it was the gameplay they didn't like because that's what they have to deal with the most, where I'm invested in the story. Then 5 was one of the worst Halo. Actually, it is the worst Halo when it comes to the story out there. But to them, they enjoyed it way more on the competitive side than Halo 4.
Well, yeah,
so
of course.
343 is like, who are they siding with? You know, they're going to release it on PC to please the fans, but will they then push the competitive scene over there?
Well, it would make sense that if they prefer the competitive side of Halo 3, because it was so litty. Like, that was the moment where I realized, like, oh my God, online gaming is the actual tits. Like, it is incredible, because that's what Halo 3 provided, right? So for us to be able to take that now, run with it, and give it to PC gamers and let them have a chance to thrive, that is amazing, and I feel like that could really be something. It's just the feels for people that have been playing it on console for all this time.
You know what? If 343 does want to move the competitive scene over to PC, the one way I think they can convince everyone that it's going to be better and more entertaining there is if they give the game to Shroud and let him put out a couple clips, and everyone's like, all right, we need to have this game on PC. The competitive scene is moving over.
Shroud, you're canceling Ninja?
Sorry?
You're canceling Ninja? Okay, Brody, listen, obviously you could talk Halo all day, but that's all the time we've got. So thanks so much to Callous for calling in, and thank you at home for watching. Don't forget, we're live every weekday right here, and you're going to want to tune in tomorrow because we'll be sipping tea and talking Call of Duty Fort Worth. It's going to be fire. So for everything else, Squad, hit us up on all the socials at Squad State. We'll see you later.
I know a lot of fans are excited about Halo Master Chief Collection coming to PC. I'm excited as well, however, I'm a console player, so been there, done that. But are you excited? Let us know on our socials at Squad State. Now, remember, we are back here again tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. with live gameplay from the green room. You never know who's gonna stop in or what's gonna be said, so you wanna check it out. And then again tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we have more Unmuted, Plays of the Week, and in Esports in 30, we're talking CWL. Till then, like I said, our socials, hit us up there, and thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.